As Christians, this should be the most alarming thing to you. This is evil right here. Yesterday, Massachusetts signed a bill to allow abortion up until birth. The legalized murder up until birth of the most innocent of our species, a newborn baby.
Most importantly, I want to thank the women, the mothers, the fathers, the doctors, the families who talked about why this law is necessary. We've heard so many stories that are filled with a lot of pain and anguish and heartache, and a lot of trauma. We heard stories about the worst moments of a person's life, of a couple.
I'd say the worst part about a person's life is getting ripped away from their mother and brutally murdered simply because the mom doesn't want it. The mom just, I don't really feel like being a mother right now, but I'm gonna still go have a bunch of sex and invite a human into my womb. Absolutely insane. And these are all women standing behind here, all women supporting the murder of 1 million babies a year up until birth. Abortion up until birth. There's no difference in the 10 minutes before a baby's born and the 10 minutes after. The only difference is the location. They are now outside of the womb. I mean, at that point, they're perfectly viable. They are, if you put them on the adoption list, they will be adopted 100%. Guys, here's a staggering stat sheet. Newborn babies are adopted 100% of the time. Newborn babies are 100% of the time adopted. In fact, there's a long waiting list of people waiting to adopt babies. This sickens me. All right, this is a Christian nation. We were founded as a Christian nation. We're moving so far from God. We need to bring it back. And let me tell you, we as Christian men are not, we are not told to just stand around and let lawlessness go on in the world, right? We as Christian men are told to go out and do something about it. We need to bring God back to this country in every single state of the United States. Go protest, go debate, go have these difficult conversations with them. Anyone and everyone who's willing to listen. All right. And people who are willing to change their mind, have an open heart. Not only can you convince them of the evil atrocity that's going on and the genocide, but hopefully God can bring them closer to him. Plant that seed, bring them closer to God. This is a mass genocide, and it's a genocide that's now legal up until birth.
Couple's life. We're signing this law today so that new patients, people we won't know or won't meet, will be able to get the care that they need in Massachusetts. So I want to thank everybody for the work that's been done. In Massachusetts, we're a state. We've got some of the best hospitals and doctors in the country, in the world. We're a state with some of the strongest abortion protections in place. And yet, you'll hear from folks about some things that just weren't in the right place in terms of making sure that women and couples and families had access to the care that they need, particularly those who experience complications late in pregnancy. We're talking about women who are preparing to welcome a healthy baby into their home. They've got the nursery ready, they've picked out a name, but they receive a devastating diagnosis late in their pregnancy. These heartbreaking situations occur more often than many.
All right, I got to bring it back. Heartbreaking complications? Heartbreaking complications? What? I truly wish she went more in depth here. I don't understand what she's talking about. What heartbreaking complications that far into your pregnancy is she talking about? So what I gather from it is what, like, she knows her baby's going to be autistic or something, or have Down syndrome. So she's got the nursery all good and ready to go, but she doesn't want a autistic kid. Are autistic and Down syndrome children worth less in this world than just you and me? Morally, we are all equal. We're all human beings made in the image of God. So that's what I think of when she says that. She doesn't clarify or specify. I would love some specificity for this. Truly mind-boggling as to what she's talking about here. But another thing is complications. So let's look into it like this. So if she's talking about complications to like life-threatening degree, which she didn't really specify, life-threatening are super super rare, like less than 1% rare. All right. Uh, by now, I think most people know 99% of abortions are elective, right? Less than 1% would be life of the mother. All right. And if there truly is a life threatening situation, life of the mother, not only are you able to get abortions in states that are super anti abortions, right? You can fact check me on that one, but I'm pretty sure that's accurate. But if you're that far along to have life threatening issues, which is usually when the life threatening issues occur, yeah, you're supposed to go get monitored, get everything looked at, make sure everything's going all right, and if absolutely necessary, get induced into an early labor to try to rescue the baby. Because guess what? You're not going to have life threatening issues when the baby's out. Take the baby out, induce an early labor, do a C section, operate on a C section, get the baby out of there, and then you're not going to die. All right? Instead of going in and killing the child for no reason, the most innocent of our species being slaughtered. And it's absolutely devastating. And let me ask you, why would God bless a nation of such lawlessness to the degree where 1.2 to 1.3 million babies are sacrificed every single year in the United States? Why would God bless a nation of such unlawlessness and unholiness? We need to bring back God in this country more than ever, because this is what happens without God. This is what happens when you don't believe in God.
Hear shortly from a couple about what they endured and the physical, emotional, and financial toll that it took. We've heard from Kate Carson, who's here today, who learned her unborn son would not survive infancy. Because she couldn't get the care in Massachusetts, she had to travel to Washington, D.C., and became severely ill on the journey home. We've heard from a woman who spent $25,000 of her own money to travel to Colorado after learning her unborn daughter would not be able to live without profound suffering.
All right, a couple easy things to rebut. Financial wise, really, are we worried about financial situation when it comes to human life? Here's something easy to rebut. If financial situation is such a problem, spoiler alert, raising a human child and just in general living the human experience, it requires money. All right, sorry, that's just the human experience. Everyone has to live it, right? Doesn't give you a right to murder your baby. Doesn't give you a right to murder your child. All right. And if you're so financially burdened, don't have sex and invite a human being into your home. Don't have sex. Not having sex is not going to kill you. Tons of people are celibate. They're not dying. Don't have sex. Quit inviting people into your home and then choosing to kill them. Your choice should be before a brand new set of DNA enters your body. Another thing she said, talking about the suffering. This again, yeah, we all as human beings go through suffering. That's the human being experience. Sorry, hate to break it to you, but every single human goes through suffering. So let's extend that logic to its end. Let's limit human suffering by just killing everyone. Everyone goes through suffering, so let's limit all of it by just killing everyone. That way no one has to go through suffering. Yeah, makes total sense, right? Makes total logical sense. And then lastly, she's bringing like anecdotal evidence of the story of this couple who had to drive away from Massachusetts, I assume to murder their child because their child wasn't going to be able to live once they were born or something, which I don't understand at all what that means. I don't understand how doctors can see the future and know that a baby's not going to live, whatever it may be. So they had to drive outside of the state to legally murder their child. Really mind-boggling. All right. And another thing I really want to touch on is the slippery slope. So listen to this. 1980s. Could the people of the 1980s even imagine how legal and how not only controversial somehow this is, but how accepting this is to legalize murder your children? It's just like slut shaming back in the day, you know? It's just such a normality today, and people are so accepting of everyone degenerate. And abortion is the same way. 1980, we never would have imagined abortion to be what it is today, such a a social topic, such a driving force in politics. It's absolutely disgusting. But here's what I impose with the slippery slope. So the same way about 2015, 16, 17, the LGBTQ were really pushing. They wanted more rights. They wanted to legalize homosexual marriage. Pride. LGBTQ Pride Fest, all this type of stuff. And then Christians and conservatives were like saying things about the slippery slope. Like, if we allow this form of degeneracy, it's going to spiral out. They're going to keep asking for more. They're going to keep spiraling out. They're going to keep asking for more degeneracy. And in 2026, that's exactly what happened. We have living evidence, proof of the slippery slope taking effect right now with the trans dilemma. All right. Now, instead of homosexuality and pride, now they want to indoctrinate your children. They want to teach trans ideologies at school. They want kids to take untested, horrific medicine and hormone blockers that have not been tested for a significant amount of time. They want to use your children as lab rats to test out that children because they don't feel 100% like they're in the right body because they feel uncomfortable. Well, listen, puberty is uncomfortable. All right. It's uncomfortable for everyone. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you, though. You don't change your sex to fix it. All right. So that is the slippery slope. And I impose this slippery slope. All right. So I imagine in 20 to 30 years from now, we could be seeing a complete, brand new renaissance of the abortion topic if it doesn't get ended soon. If we don't stand up as Christians and do something about it now, I could see the slippery slope going down this path. And I check this out. So instead of allowing abortion up until birth, you don't really know what it's like to have and raise a baby, because just 9 months is one thing, but you're gonna have to go the rest of your life with a baby. So I could see it getting legalized to, let's let moms test the waters, ride the seas. Let's test it out, what it's like having a child. And for 1 to 2 years, if they don't like it, they'll be able to, drive their child to a abortion, a Planned Parenthood or whatever, and they'll be able to, essentially put down the child in their suffering. Like maybe the mom doesn't know if she's able to financially raise the child, or maybe she just wants to test it out, and if she doesn't like it, she should be able to just go and murder that child within the first 2 years after birth, by the way. That is what the slippery slope is. We've seen it happen in real time with the degeneracy of the LGBTQ. It's perfectly reasonable and possible to expect that it could happen with the abortion industry, especially how crazy these people are with fighting for the right to murder their children inside of their wombs. Guys, inside of Jeremiah 1:5, it reads, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." Jesus, from the moment of conception, knew you. He had a plan for you, and he created you. He created you beautifully and knitted you inside of your mother's womb, and he had a plan for you. We have Isaiah 5:20. "Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness." And that is the exact time that we're living in. We're living in a time where there's just there's demonic evil in the world. This is now legal to murder and terminate up until this state in Massachusetts. I mean, how evil and wicked is this? Yeah, is this a clump of cells, seriously? Is this a clump of cells, or is this a human being formed in the image of God? Be praying for Massachusetts. Be praying for all the babies, presumably about to be sacrificed. All right. Jesus Christ is King, guys. Repent and believe in the gospel. I'll see you in the next one.